Welcome to the Stay in Tune Show, your heartbeat for real world information. I'm your host, Germaine Boss, and I'm here with my co-host, Dwayne Brown.
What up?
Our show consists of 3 parts. In the first part is something we like to call What's Happening? So let's find out.
Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents.
So Dwayne, how safe do you feel in America? Do you think America is one of the safe places to live in the world? Or you think it's time to step it up?
Well, at my age, I'm not really going anywhere but America. But I mean, overall, I feel safe in America overall. I mean, I haven't been everywhere, haven't experienced everyone's lives. I'm certain parts of the world and a part of America is a little crazy than others. But my environment, where I am, my community, my home, I typically feel safe.
I do think that there's things we need to improve on. We're definitely not one of the safest places in the world. There's things that we also need to improve on, so that we can better living for us as citizens.
Safety is all relevant to where you are, your environment, you know what I'm saying? And what you do to become unsafe, you know what I'm saying? So, where you are, do you want to be on a train late night and have expensive stuff on, or your earphones is on and you're not paying attention to what's going on? You know what I mean? So that doesn't give a right for somebody to do anything to you. You should be able to do all those things, but at the same time, it's not the wisest thing to do. It's not fair all the time.
It's not always fair, but it is what it is.
But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Here we come, here we come. Hey, yo, they was all out of jack food. What's going on? Ludo, please have a seat. Remove the cap. Chilly, ain't it? Ludo, this is an intervention, man. What? It's time to let your lives go. What you talking about, man? People love my locks. Every time they see me, they be like, hey, Bluto, I don't know how you do it. You have time to respond later? But for right now, let us talk. What y'all doing, man? I look like Stevie Wonder. It's ironic that you say that because you can't see the truth. If you got anything you want to say, bro, take your time. Bruh, is you serious?
Should you tell someone the truth, even if they can't see it?
Now, what you mean by that?
Does a real friend tell you the truth about yourself, or do they lie to you to make you feel better? Let's just say your friend doesn't know how to sing, but they want to go on American Idol. Do you tell them that they can't sing, or do you let them go on American Idol and embarrass themselves?
As a friend, you gotta let them go and embarrass themselves.
And so you say and let them embarrass themselves?
Yeah,
I said tell them the truth.
Well, the problem with that is now their whole career is on you.
What you mean? I'm trying to save you the pain and heartbreak of someone that you don't know telling you this. I'm your friend. I'm trying to put you on.
Ideally, yes, right? But the truth hurts. I mean, a real friend should be able to tell you the truth about yourself. But people don't want that. So you have to decide what part of the friendship do you want. And is it and then telling the person the truth isn't going to change them. So you know what I'm saying? That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes the other way where they resent you. So so now you got to live the resentment that, oh, Dwayne told me I couldn't sing and I never gave it my all because he said I couldn't, and then it comes on you. So talking from an experience standpoint, yeah, I rather wish I would have kept my mouth shut in the past and not say things.
People that I wish I never said nothing, and then there's some people that I wish I would have said something. So yeah. I think it can go either way.
It go either way, you know. But when a person is trying for something for their dreams, I'm not gonna get in the way of that. I'd rather they embarrass themselves then they say I held them back from their dream.
How important is it to master your skills before applying them in the real world?
I mean, it's important to master your skills. That's going to take time, but also feel you have to put it in practical play to be able to know whether you're good at it, can you do it, and do you want to do it? So you can't wait till you can master a skill, and then when you go to apply it, you hate it. It's not what you want to do. It's not who you are. So, if you don't like blood, it's hard to be a doctor or be in the nursing field, or even be in the police or ambulance field. If you don't like to be confined, maybe you can't be a correctional officer. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to understand, can you do it first? And then can you master the skill? Maybe come later.
Do you think liking what you're trying to master matters in mastering it?
I think a little bit of it, because like if you don't, eventually you'll lose you wouldn't want to do it anymore. And then the worst thing to do is get older and then like realize that you hate it. You spent 20 years doing something you hate or don't like. As we get older, I can't speak for younger, but as I'm getting older, I would have hated to waste 20 years on something, mastering something, and now I don't even want to do it anymore,
How often should you wash your hands?
I think you should wash them like 10 times a day. I'm not there, so I'm being hypocritical.
10 times a day? Because how many people wash their hands 10 times a day?
I know my mother-in-law wash their hands a lot. You should wash at least 10 times a day. I'm hypocritical. I probably get it in 4 or 5. Every time I use a bathroom, I'm not a heavy bathroom person, so I try, obviously, every time I use the bathroom. Guilty when I'm home, maybe not. When I'm home by myself, maybe not.
Do you ever secretly touch something you're not supposed to touch and still don't go wash your hands, still put them in your mouth, or do something with your hands that you're not supposed to be doing?
I'm probably done. Yeah, I'm human. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I need to wash my hands a lot more. That's why I try to carry that hand sanitizer around. And is hand sanitizer just as good as washing your hands?
No. I think that's more a bacteria thing than anything. Hand sanitizer helps bacteria. The ultimate thing is to wash your hands. Certain things, technology, medicine, wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? You can't out technology that. You know what I'm saying?
Real life. Like when you're playing an actual video game, should the people playing the video game feel like they're immersed in a real life situation? Like if you're doing a combat video game, should it feel like you're in real combat?
Homie. I play Madden. You can't tell me I'm not the quarterback, and I'm very into my game when I'm playing. So,
but imagine if you was playing Madden and when you got sacked, the chair shook you like you just got hit.
I would love that.
You would love that?
I would love that.
So what if you playing a shooting game and it feels like real bullets is hitting you? You can feel the pain in the suit, like it's really hitting you with bullets. You think more people would actually play the game?
I don't play shooting games. Because it's not my thing. I don't play certain games. I only play Madden. But if I can get hit, or I can get the feeling of what it is to hit a person, yeah, I'll do it. Shoot. I would love to play Madden with the glasses on.
You could feel like you're running on the field or not. That would be fire. That would be dope. I think the more real it gets, the more people are going to get immersed in this fake world versus being in the real world.
Yes, without a doubt. That's dangerous, and I'm not into that.
Should you get a hookup or professional when looking to do a professional job or looking to get important things done? They're not a professional, but you believe they'll do a good job. Or maybe you don't even know what type of job they're going to do yet. You just know that they do it, but it's a hookup. Now, you can go to professional. Normally, when you go to professional, you get a receipt. You might get some sort of return policy and things of that nature. But when you get in a hookup, you get what you get. So the question is, if the job is important, do you get a hookup or do you go hire a professional?
The job is important. You should get a professional, because you can't want someone to take you serious if you didn't take the situation serious. If you're looking to start a certain business and you want people to pay you top dollar, I believe you should make sure you have top dollar equipment or top dollar stuff to match what you're asking for. If you know you're second rate and you accept being second rate, then it's okay with going on a discount thing like cereal, right?
Cereal?
Cereal. You're going to say different levels of cereal, right?
I mean, the second rate cereals be tasting just as good or sometimes better than the actual cereal.
Some do and some don't. But what my point is, neither ones that don't both charge under the ones that we know of, right? So if you want top dollar, you shouldn't not spend top dollar on your equipment if you want top dollar from me.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I think it probably depends on the job or the situation, but a lot of times you get what you pay for. So
yes,
I do think if you're looking to do a professional job, and especially if you don't know what the result is going to be, you have a better likely chance of it going the way you want if you hire a professional versus getting the hookup. Because the hookup might be cheaper, but they also might do a cheaper job. And sometimes you can get a hookup and get a super dope job. A lot of times I'm the hookup. A lot of times people will call me and say, well, someone told me to call you specifically, not just because you have great quality, but because you know them personally, so you might give them a different price.
The professional could be a hookup, right? He professionally works at Mercedes-Benz, but he hooking you up.
Let's just say it depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation, yeah.
If you just don't have the money, I guess go get the hookup, but just know you get what you pay for.
Or sometimes don't get involved.
Man, you know what? I'm really starting to be grateful for the little things I got.
Of course. Always gotta remain humble and grounded.
Like there's more to life than just the materialistic things, you know what I mean?
I sure do. Family, friends, a genuine human connection that can't be bought.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. Like money doesn't buy happiness.
Oh dear. Why is your girl never smiling good? I mean, you weren't smiling when your car declined that dinner last week. Weren't you at McDonald's? Money doesn't buy happiness. It can sure buy you junior chicken. You know, only a window shopping ass nigga would say some shit like that. I bet you start all your sentences with, I need a favor. Look at you now. Almost tears of joy.
How important is money when it comes to your happiness? I think it's very important.
I think it's very important.
I think
money,
people lie to
money,
themselves.
money isn't everything. Money
Money's
doesn't
most
make
things.
everything perfect, but money is most things. So my happiness, money is a lot, but it's not everything. Because I think over time you realize that I'd rather have good health than a lot of money any day.
Money is just a tool to do the things that you really want to do. But most of the things you really want to do, you can't do without money. So
Yes.
it's not that money is important, but having the money is important to your happiness. So like you said, health. Unless you eat really well, most people give up their health to succeed and then use the money that they gain succeeding to help their health. I think it's only the people that don't have a lot of money that act like money's not important. I think there's more people that are happy with money than there's people that are happy without money.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, especially living in New York, you can be happy with money and have no integrity. So money doesn't give you all the spiritual stuff, the emotional stuff, but it does give you happiness.
I'm working through lunch, if you don't mind.
Working through lunch?
What you looking at?
You must be on something. Or coming off it.
I ain't on nothing, and you know it.
Oh, you're on something, all right. Must be some powerful...
Do you trust most Black people to do a good job?
Yeah. On what?
Whether it's hiring them, whether it's asking them to do you a favor, do we trust other Black people to do a good job in positions or different roles that they play in our lives?
We're Black, so I had to believe in our people.
But as an entrepreneur, you feel when people come to you, especially our people, that they don't judge you differently than they would judge another business?
Of course they do.
They
judge me. Of course. What? They judge me unfairly. Yo, it's crazy.
If I'm trying to hire an event planner or an event space, am I going to scrutinize your business a lot more than I would the other event space of another race?
They do that, yes.
Why do you think we do that to ourselves or to each other?
BBS, that's the $1 million question that all Black entrepreneurs and all Black business people want to know. Black business owners can't make mistakes. I had a person that worked for me, and he was like, he's leaving because he wanted to get paid weekly or something. I was like, man, you were like a city job, right? He's like, yeah, I need one of those. I said, we get paid every 2 weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? Like, with me, I have to pay as soon as it's over. It's just a lot that, as a Black business owner, I go through. I don't really talk about it because who you gonna talk to about it? Another Black business owner is going through the same thing, so he don't want to hear it. A white business owner don't go through it. And if you're talking, you can't tell an employee that they're gonna be on the side of the employee. So you just got to eat it, right? And just hopefully you have someone. Lucky for me, I have my wife, I have my kids to talk to, and they kind of see it. So I don't have to but it hurts sometimes. It hurts. It's unfair, and it's But what are you gonna do? I chose to be in business. I knew that came with it.
She can't stand up and cook. She can't stand up and wash no dishes. I know that much. And that ain't cool. Hold on, let me get this.
Did you already pack the food for the road?
Yeah, I got you plenty of snacks. Okay. Your snacks took a half the back.
Okay. Well, we're going to stop to get something to eat because I'm hungry.
I bet you are. Tuck it in. You ready? Oop, one more time. Okay. Lord have mercy. Let me get this.
How important is it to stay the way you were physically once you're in a relationship?
Ooh. Very important as much as possible.
Let's say someone doesn't do that. Someone gets all out of shape. They're in a relationship. Do you have the right to criticize them? And should you leave or should you stay?
Boyfriend and girlfriend or marriage?
Turn them back.
Boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm out.
You wouldn't even explain. You wouldn't even tell them like, yo, let's tighten it up. Let's, work out together. You wouldn't try to help them improve?
Well, we probably had that conversation.
Do you have that conversation or do you just leave? Some people are afraid to have that type of conversation.
I'm going to let you know from a front, I don't like a certain type of person. So, and if you with me, you can tell that type of person I'm not attracted to, right? So if you become that type of person, that means you wasn't paying attention to me. So why would I stay? You wasn't paying attention to me about anything.
I do believe that it's different for men than it is for women. Now, a lot of women might get upset that I say this, but one thing I noticed about women that's a lot different from men is women can think a man is unattractive and then he do things that makes him attractive. So a woman will be like, oh, this guy, he's ugly. And next thing I know, that's my baby. He might do things that she likes on a personal level, or he might say things that she likes. So her emotions change based on how she feels about the things that he does. With a man, on the other hand, you can do everything I want. If I think you ugly, you ugly. If I like a woman that has a certain body type and you don't have that body type anymore, I might be unattracted to you.
She was attracted to me for a reason. I have obligations to somewhat keep up. Now, if there's health issues where I broke my leg or she broke her leg so she can't move so much, you know what I'm saying? Especially with women, you know what I'm saying? You got to give women grace after they have kids, you know what I'm saying? So you can't put 3-4 kids in a woman and then think she's still going to look the same when you first met her. So boyfriend and girlfriend, the conversation is less. Husband, wife, kids, the conversation is longer. The time frame is longer. The support is longer. And education is longer. Because you took a vow for better or worse. Boyfriend and girlfriend, I don't know if I want to invest that time into dealing with that.
Men need to keep up more of the lifestyle that they provided a woman more than their physical attribute. I think if you keep up the lifestyle, they won't care that you got a little stomach. As a matter of fact, some women actually start to like it, like I'm making them healthier, or he eating my food, so they kind of get hyped off of stuff like that. But when you downgrade the lifestyle or the things that you were doing, to taking them places and things like that, those are the things that can start to weigh on a woman, just like them physically being out of shape can weigh on a man.
Or leaving them in a house with the kids and you're not involved. You know what I'm saying? So,
leaving everything on them.
Yeah, so,
I agree.
And I may have contributed to the weight on her. So my wife, I'm gonna have everything is longer. Give it more time, more grace. You know what I'm saying?
But it is something that needs to be addressed.
350, I don't know.
Passengers are requested to proceed to gate number 301B.
Я хочу! Что ты за... I just love me
How do you know that you're moving forward? You see progress, but you haven't reached the goal. How do you know that you're moving forward? If you ever do something, you feel like you're moving forward, and then all of a sudden you go a few steps back, that's further back than you were when you moved forward. So did you really move forward?
No.
How do you actually know that what you're doing is actually working?
You would know in business because your business will grow. I think there's benchmarks. So if there's benchmarks that you set and you start checking those benchmarks off, then you know you made progress. If your benchmarks are not checked, then you know you're not making progress.
So in order to know you're making progress, you have to be able to measure it.
You have to be a measure it and be accountable to yourself, or have someone that holds you accountable. Really, there's only really one way. You have to hold yourself accountable, because I can tell you to hold me accountable all I want, BBS. If I don't hold myself accountable, it means nothing.
Be able to measure things in order to know if you're moving forward or not.
Yeah, you know, check marks, you know what I'm saying? And not to be perfect. Like if your goal is to, in 6 months, is to, you know, lose 20 pounds, but it fluctuates. But at that 6 month, you lost to 20, you won. Man, went up.
Now we want to ask you, the viewers, a question. Just something for you to think about as you go throughout your week.
Do you think your thoughts, or do your thoughts think you?
The price of fame. Several celebrities have been banned from purchasing Ferraris for reasons you may not be aware or may not even approve of. Iconic boxer Floyd Mayweather has been banned for buying Ferraris and flipping them for a profit. I guess Ferrari wants to be the only one making money off their name. Reality TV star Kim Kardashian has been banned for customizing her Ferrari. Talk about wanting full control over everything. Ferrari doesn't want their cars customized or modified. TV mogul 50 Cent has been banned for none other than public criticism of the brand. I guess somebody had to say something. Why not 50 Cent? Singing icon Justin Bieber, like Kim Kardashian, has been banned for customization and modifications. Guess no one's exempt once they find out. And finally, actor Nicolas Cage has been banned for financial issues. Maybe after hearing all these rules, he felt it wasn't worth paying a car note for a car he can't even change the color without getting permission. I guess even celebrities can't do what they want if they don't own the brand. So just make sure you consider this the next time you decide to spend $250,000 or more on a Ferrari. I'm just saying. This episode is sponsored by the Strike Bar Safety System. Safety is not something you plan for later. It is something you carry every day. The Strike Bar is more than a flashlight. It's a compact personal safety tool that helps you create distance, protect space, and respond under stress. Every Strike Bar system includes guided lessons so you know exactly how to use it when it matters. It's simple, effective, and you can carry it anywhere. So get yours today at ucofficial.net/strikebar.
This is real talk. Real talk.
So today's real talk question is the advantages of having nothing. What are advantages of having nothing? Or are there advantages of having nothing? What do you think, Dwayne?
If you make it work for you, if you let it motivate you to be stronger, if it makes you motivate you to go after your goals, then there's an advantage to having nothing, because you'll work harder than someone that has everything, you know, or that it doesn't always work out like that, because we know people that have a lot and still work hard. But if you use it to your advantage, there's an advantage to it, right? And also, I think it humbles you, and then also makes you, when you do make it, you know what it's like. So you know, most people wouldn't go back. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to go back when you started out with nothing and then you made something of yourself to go back. So
you think having that nothing gives you the drive to keep what you have?
It should, right? It should humble you. It doesn't always happen, but I think. Do
you think it forces you to focus when you don't have anything to fall back on? Like that drive of not having something to fall back on gives you the ambition that you need to push you forward?
It should. It should, because what else you gonna do if you don't? You know what I'm saying? It should. You know you have nothing. You look back and you know there's no chair there, and you look forward and there's a couple of chairs. You want to move forward to sit down. You know what's gonna happen if you go backwards. So it should drive you. It should keep you focused. Doesn't, right? But it should.
I think that a lot of times, depending on where you're from and how you were raised, people look at things from a different perspective. So when you come from a poverty household and you're, let's say you're influenced by the drug dealers in your neighborhood, or you're influenced by the rappers that you see on TV, and you want what they have, that gives you the drive to say, even though I come from this situation, I could become more because I seen this person's story, because they came from what I came from. I think sometimes when you have an example of people that came from what you came from, it gives you a little bit more of a drive to believe that it's possible versus you thinking it out of your own head. I think that people that never had an example, that came out of poverty or came out of a bad situation, actually, I'm not going to say I have a higher level of respect for them, but it took a lot more guts, not knowing what the possibility would be to go forward, believing that they could still do something, even though they knew no one else that they knew could actually do it. But I think not having something to fall back on is what gave them that power. Because a lot of times when you have something to fall back on, you don't go as hard. It's just natural. Like, why would you? Why would I walk to work if I know I can just get money for the bus? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or borrow my mom's car. Like, so if I could borrow my mom's car, why am I going so hard to get my own car? You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's advantages to having nothing, but like you said, you have to use that to your advantage because you can also use that as an excuse.
Yeah, use that excuse. And, you know, we know people that do that, right? And then we also know people who started with nothing. Like to see a Queens guy, basketball player, Tef Salisbury, I think his name.
The one that's living back in the projects.
Yes, that's wild to me.
Yeah,
that's wild, right?
A lot of times people see that, but I don't think it's as wild as people think it is, because when you get a lot of money, but you don't know how to manage money. I mean, I've had a lot of money that came through my hands, man, and it's all gone because I didn't come from a place that taught me how to manage money. This is one of the things I tell the kids in school. It's very important to know it's very important to know what to do with a lot of money versus how to make a lot of money. Because a lot of us spend our whole life trying to figure out how to make a lot of money. And then when we finally get the money,
we blow it.
We spend it. And it's because the wealthy people understand they don't need to know how to make the money. They need to know what to do with it, because there's things in place that can help you to get the money without you earning it. That's what credit's for. This is the reason why our ancestors went so hard to say, yo, they're giving them advantages and not giving it to us. Because you can go to the bank and get 20 grand. You can go to the bank and get 100 grand. But what are you going to do with the 100 grand and make sure you make 200 grand and make sure you can pay that 100 grand back? So I think it's way more important to know what to do with the money than it is to earn the money.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, learning business, sacrifice, how to make money work for you. Listen, I mean, you know me for a while. I think we've been able to grow our business. One, because I put my money right back into my business. Like, I don't have any money because it goes right back into the business. Like, but the business keeps growing. Like, we started here and now we have, a few things going on. So, and like I said, I got all this because I started from nothing. Like, I had nothing. I don't have no rich uncle, no rich parents, no nothing. I had nothing. And able to build my own network and my business. So,
but let's discuss that real quick, not to cut your wisdom, but you saying that you came from nothing, you scaled to something, right? Do you believe that it was because you had nothing that you were able to scale, that you were able to figure out how to solve certain problems because you didn't have a way out, versus someone being there to give you this one up all the time? Do you think you would have grown as fast without learning those things on your own versus someone being able to bail you out of those situations?
Would I have learned some?
So let's give an example. Let's use an example. Let's say you have an event to do, and I don't know, you got to get things to a certain location by a certain time. And you scheduled everything out, you have everything in place, you have the people in place, and then someone flakes on you. Oh, Dwayne, I'm sorry, we can't show up. We can't get this to this location. You got to be there in less than 2 hours. I'm sure this has happened to you before. What do you do in those? Do you learn how to get out of those situations and how to manage those situations if someone comes in and says, oh, don't worry about it, you don't have to bring those things? Or, oh, we'll just use our own vehicle. Do you learn how to manage those situations by someone bailing you out? Or do you figure it out on your own so that next time you have this situation, you know exactly what to do?
A little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? You are very humble and thankful for the bailing out at the time. And you must realize that that's not the real way it's going to work all the time. So you must put something in practice to be able to not depend on that person or that situation bailing you out. So at the time of the incident, you are grateful for any help you can get to solve the problem. You're not really thinking about where is it coming from, why is it coming. You just, especially in the business I'm in, you just grateful for the help. When you get to reflect the next day is when you say, you know, you have to say, why did this happen to me? Did I learn my lesson? You know, how can I improve? So when it's time to solve the problem, you just, you know, it goes back to the guy you said is gonna come down and if the shit about to pop off. Do you care what kind of gun he has when he you know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, nigga,
just save me, bro.
Yeah, like, but you know, the next day we were like, yo, you ain't have to you know what I'm saying? You ain't had to kill him, you know.
I appreciate you though. You was there for me.
But you know, you get to reflect. But in a moment of needing the help, you just want the help. So but you don't want to get the help and then forget about it and be like, oh, that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? You need to reflect and be like, okay, next time, because this person may not be here, or you know, after this person helps you 4 times in a row, they look on you like, oh, it's like we business partners now.
But if they helped you 4 times, would you really be able to learn that on your own? Like, I think there's something
that's what I'm saying.
Beautiful about learning how to survive on your own.
If you allow them to rescue all the time, you are giving too much of yourself to them, right? Because
so you're saying they have the power over you because
they got the power over you.
But do they? But see, it's funny you say that because you can look at that both ways. No, you can say they have the power over you, or I can say I have the power over them because whenever I need something, I can get them to do it for me.
Yeah, but when they don't do it, you're in more pain than they are.
I mean, that's if they don't do it.
That's if they don't do it.
Depends on who I'm
saying. If they don't do it, right? So you don't have power because if they don't do it, you feel the pain more than they do because your client is unhappy. It's not their client, it's your client.
Well, it depends. If we're in a client situation, in that particular situation, yeah, I'm gonna be in pain because I want to service my client. Yeah, but if it's something personal, if it's something personal to me, that's right. I might feel like, well, you know, I just didn't get it this time. That's okay. But they're the ones sacrificing their time and effort to get it done for me.
That's different. The personal side of it is different. Yeah, you may be like, yo, this person do whatever I want them to do. I feel empowered by that. But that's just I don't recommend that to anybody because, you know, people leave.
I mean, I think that it's relative to your situation. I think that there is power in having nothing, but then there's also power in having something as well. I think that sometimes, depending on how you're leading that situation, like if I'm a guy that likes to ask people for favors, and I know how to ask people, I know how to massage their egos, and I know how to get exactly what I want out of people, then me asking for favors is great for me because I most of the time get what I want. I could care less that they're in control because I got what I wanted from them. So for some people, that's okay. Now, for someone like me and you who likes to be in control of things, who like to know the outcome based on our own efforts, I think that's a disadvantage because now I'm at the mercy of that person. Yeah. So, you know, if they decide they don't want to help me, they don't have to. If they decide they do, even if they want to help me, they can help me the way that they want to help me. And I want to get helped in a different way. So I think that is a disadvantage in that particular situation. But I think learning how to do it on your own gives you an advantage because now you know how, not just getting it done, but you know exactly what it took to get it done. Like,
I mean, 100%. People all the time ask me, like, why do I have certain things in our building? Why, you know, people call to use double door and we're a full venue service. But they don't understand is that I have 25 years of experience in this business. No one is coming in double door. No one in the world is coming into double door that's going to introduce me to something or show me something that I haven't seen or haven't done already, right? because it's just I've been around long enough. But the biggest thing for me is I have everything in the building that I need to get the job done. Printing machine, balloons, DJ, video, 360, props, because I keep most of it widens my profit margin. You know what I'm saying?
But there was a time you didn't have all those things, and you
time
still made it work.
But I knew I had to get them though.
Okay. So it's not enough to just stay with nothing. You can start from there, but you need to build, and you need to know exactly what you need to get or have in order to be able to build to the level you want to go.
To the level, it depends how the level you want to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm letting $4,000 leave double door on every event, how smart am I? Just so
I mean, that's one aspect of it. How much time are you taking though? Because the more machines you get, the more employees you gotta have to man those machines. The more time and effort that you gotta go through to make sure that those jobs are done in a certain way. Where if you was outsourcing it, you would just need to pick it up.
I've never met a $1 billion company who's outsourcing million, trillion. I never met a company who's into millions that's outsourcing things. So it depends on where you want to go. I mean, just show me the business that's outsourcing a lot. And I mean, what's the number one reason for tariffs? Because things is being outsourced too much, right? So continue to outsource, and let's see where your profit margins are. That's all.
Well, I just always like to give people both perspectives, because a lot of times people talk about controlling everything, but they don't have the means to control everything.
Yeah.
It sounds great. This is part of the reason why I started to leave the printing business, because the more I grew, the more people I had to get. And it started to get weighing on me like, Dag, I don't want to be sitting here managing all these people. I don't want to go hire a manager to manage them. I'd rather get less jobs and stay at that profit margin and move into another type of business than to have to keep growing in this particular way. Yeah. And it's not that it's good or bad. It's based on, like you said, based on what is your goal for you.
For you.
Yeah, like me right now, like everybody knows me for having a store, doing businesses, but I'm in a place in my life now where I want to travel. I'm very much into martial arts and things of that nature. And, being able to teach things, being able to protect myself and my family and train. So I got to have time to train. I got to have time to put my efforts to learning these skill sets. And I can't do that and manage the store and be there for my customers the way that I need to be. So that means I had to change what jobs I'm willing to do. I no longer do short jobs. It got to be bulk, because it got to be worth the time or effort.
Yeah.
Where there was a time in my business, I was taking every job because I felt like I'm not leaving no money on the table, So I think it does have to do with exactly where you want to be in your life, but it's just really about understanding wherever you want to be, what's the rules or what's the blueprint to be successful in that goal.
Yeah, you can't want to make a certain dollar amount and don't do a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't equate, right? So, and then, like I said, when I talk to people, I tell people, don't look at me and, well, he got this or he don't have that. Everyone's different, and everyone's lives and what they dream is different. That's the only thing I like about it. They make entrepreneurship about money, and it's really about happiness, right? If you make $100,000 and you happy doing your own business, then you're better than me if I'm making 10 million, but I'm miserable, right? So yes, I may have money to buy a Lamborghini, and you still only have a Honda, but you're so much more happier than me. You're so much more happier than me. You know what I'm saying? Your family love you. Your daughters love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I tell all entrepreneurs, it's all about you. The greatest thing for entrepreneurs and the worst things for entrepreneurs is the internet. It makes you see things that aren't realistic, and you're measuring your success. PBS, if we had the internet to measure our success when we was younger, it would have drove us crazy, bro. I can't speak for you. It would have drove me crazy. Because I would have felt like I need it now, and we would have never. And come on, BBS, we grew businesses step by step by step, and so yes, we use the internet to grow our business, and it's helped us a lot. But I also know that it's hurting because people are getting into business that should not be in business.
Yeah, I agree. And they're getting in businesses they shouldn't be in as well.
And they get in business they shouldn't be in.
I think back in the days, the advantage that we had is that because there was no internet, you could want to become great at something and be known for that thing. And you weren't worried about competing with another guy in another state because he didn't exist to you. So if I'm popping in my neighborhood, I'm the one popping in my neighborhood. Now we have access to all neighborhoods. So now you could be the top of your neighborhood, but you're comparing yourself to someone else in another neighborhood who have more opportunities than you, who is in a different position than you. And now you don't see your own light, but not just you, but people that also don't see your light because they're also comparing you to other people in the other neighborhood. So I think that it's put people in a place where they're not realistic on what things are. I remember growing up and saying, yo, the baddest girl in your neighborhood, you're like, yo, I could not wait to get such and such. And everybody knew in the neighborhood that such and such was the baddest chick in the neighborhood. Now, why care about her? I can just get on the internet and find a girl in the next town, in another state, or in another country. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for women. So
I could have never had a girlfriend in high school if the way the world is now. Because
it's crazy.
I would have had one in the Marinette East, because you didn't realize I didn't realize how close we were to Marinette High School.
And they know everything about you before they even talk to you. They can pull your name up and see all the things you did, good or bad, in the last 10 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you can't even get to know a person without thinking that you know. So I think
entrepreneurs have a rough time. I think entrepreneurs are trying to and then they don't have the consistency too, because if it doesn't happen, I'm 25 years in, over 25 years in this.
20 years in.
Like, so it's consistent. Some people pop off in 5, some people pop off in 10, but the ones that pop off, that's rare. That's like Michael Jordan. Everyone, you know what I mean? Come on, how many people?
But both people don't see it. They're putting in work when no one else is putting in work. So it might take us 10 years because we do it for 10 hours a day. They was putting in 20 hours a day for the last 5.
Yeah.
So it still averages out. We just don't see it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but people, I see it in my field all the time. Like I tell you, like people open up event spaces and they rent their event space out for $1,000, but let everyone else walk out with $4,000. So you open up a space that you're getting 1,000, but everyone else in there is walking away with 4,000 or 5,000. That just never makes sense to me in math.
Well, sometimes, kind of like the video that we seen, you got to have someone to be able to lead you in that direction. You can have all of the skill sets. Like I always say, people always say, I wasn't lied to or I wasn't manipulated. But I like to tell people, I can tell you, if I'm teaching you how to drive, I can tell you everything that's correct on how to drive, except that the brake is the gas and the gas is the brake, and you'll never drive anywhere. And you can go show everybody that you meet, look, he showed me all of this, and they'll be like, oh, that's correct. But if you don't know that one piece is wrong, it collapses the whole thing to being wrong. So I think that a lot of times we need to learn how to look for mentors, look for people that can guide us, or be open to learning from someone who might have done something longer than us, or who might have done it in a different way than us, and try to take some of that advice, because sometimes we have the formula, but we're just missing that one piece. And being able to know that person that can give you that one piece can transform everything in your life, but you just got to be open to it.
You know what makes me a great event planner? I tell people, the client's budget, not me. If the client doesn't have a budget, I'm not a great event planner, right? Because, well, a great event planner who want to make a profit. So if I don't want to make a profit and I just want to give away my services, yes, I can be a great event planner, right? But the client should really dictate your level of skills. The client budget dictates the level of skills. If you're giving a client a $10,000 wedding for $3,000-$4,000, that's not being a good event planner. That's being a bad.
That's being taken advantage of,
and that's being a bad business person. And some people mistake.
I mean, but you can do both. I think you can still be a good event planner and still do bad business. I don't think they go coincide. I don't think they go hand in hand. I think that if you're gonna do, it's funny because one of my guys to do business with years and years ago. Can you be a
great event planner and a bad business person?
What I mean is, there was a guy that did business years and years ago, and one of the problems I felt he used to have is he always undercut himself when it came to pricing, and then he wanted to complain about it after the fact. So he would say, "Oh, this is let's say it's a $10,000 job. He'll want the sale, so he'll tell the person, I want $5,000, and the person will go, okay." He'll work on it for like 2 days, and then after 2 days, like, you know what? I feel like this is worth $8,000. So he'll go back to the person like, I'm not doing this to give me $8,000. You can't do that. No, you can't go back after the fact and then say it's worth $8,000 and say you don't want to do it after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with him that he was worth more, but he should have said that from the beginning and been willing to walk away if they didn't give him the price that he wanted. And I think a lot of times, us as business people, we cut ourselves short because of that.
Listen, I've done that 101 times. I've done that 101 times. And like I said, basically this, when people see us talking, people meet me and talk to me, it's from experience and knowing what I've seen. And if you're new in business or if you're coming up, you're going to have to take some shorts. But there's also, you cannot, like, listen, I always say this, and I talk up to the day. People, rather some of the new events, or not new events, some of the new business people have rather be popular than profitable.
I agree with that. But I think a lot of times, a lot of them do things.
And they're hoping that the popularity will boost them into profitability.
But a lot of these people, Dwayne, are not running businesses; they're running hustles. Well, so, one thing,
but that's not for the see. That's unfair, BBS. That's unfair for the client or the customer to know, because no one presents themselves as.
But when I say they're running a hustle, I'm gonna tell you what I mean. When I go to McDonald's, the price doesn't change for the burger. Mm-hmm. So I tell people all the time, I don't take shorts in business. If I give you a different price, I'm going to tell you why it's a different price. I'm going to give you a discounted price based on the fact that you're a new customer. So I'm going to call it the new customer discount. Or I'm going to say you're the faithful customer discount. And I'm going to give you a percentage and say I'm giving you 20% off. But I learned early that when you change your price, you're not doing business, you're hustling. Because that means I can come to you and negotiate. Yeah. There should be no negotiating in your price. And most people never sit down and come up with a foolproof pricing for something. They wing it based on the money based on the customer that's in front of them. And this is where you make the mistake.
Or their need at the time. But because listen, we are veterans, right? I've known you for a long time. You've been hustling, you've been doing your business. I've seen you grow. I've seen you help other people. You've seen the same thing about me. I think we need someone that's like 29 to 30 to sit with us and
just bring them in,
hear their view of how business. Because I could be an old stallion. People like, Dwayne, shut up. Collaborate. You got 7 different things. I want to know 7 different people and it may work for them. But also, I tell people too. I tell my kids, I'm not going on TikTok and dancing to get clients. I'm not doing that. Do I want my daughters to be on TikTok dancing for the business? Yes. Right? Because that's their generation and their thing. I am not going on TikTok and dancing and doing TikTok dances for my business. You know what I'm saying? And also I can't, like I tell people too, I don't do certain sales. Like, you can't do everything that's going on the internet as a business person. Please stop following, right? You ever seen Apple do a sale?
Yeah, I see. I mean, when you say Apple do a sale, commercials and stuff like that?
You've never seen Apple do a sale. You just haven't seen it. The Black Apple.
Oh, you say actually make a sale? No, sell, I know they sell.
Sell half off. Black Friday.
Oh no! I never seen Apple do a sale. No,
they don't do it. They just don't do it. Right? The computer's a computer all the time long. I tell people a double door all year long. I'm not doing New Year's Eve, $1,000 off. Come get. I'm not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, different strategies for different people. I understand certain people got to do it, but I'm not doing it because people that I venues that I think I'm compared to, I don't see them do it neither. So I can't, just because I see something on Instagram, I can't turn around and make an ad to do something somebody else do for their business. You know what I'm saying? So I think knowing who you are, knowing your business, and being happy with yourself, there's no one that can come on this and tell me I'm doing it wrong because I'm happy with my life, even if I'm doing it wrong in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also have BBS. I mean, it's with a great deal of respect. Very few people I take their input from because they haven't put the investment into their own shit that I put into. Like, people come to Double Door and try to give me advice every time, and I'm like, you name it, you haven't even lived your dream. Or you haven't even followed your dreams for yourself. Whether I'm doing Double Door wrong or right, I followed my dreams. So it's not like I'm arrogant or I don't want to hear nothing. Now, if you follow your dreams and you have things, then I'll listen to you. But I know if you never followed your dreams, you can't come in my dream and tell me how my dream needs to be when you ain't even followed your dream.
Facts. Well, we shouldn't be talking to people. Yeah, you know how that goes. We should be talking to people that haven't done what we're looking to do anyway. But once again,
I'm living my dream.
I like what you said, Dwayne. We got to bring a young person in because, like you said, we're veterans. We've been doing this a long time, so we know what to do, or we know what we've done. I would love to see a young person and their thoughts on not just coming up from nothing, but their strategies on outsourcing, their strategies on business, how they look at this whole business climate, and using the internet and all these different things versus us who had brick and mortar stores, who came from, looking to have our companies with the Chamber of Commerce, or we come from that era where we're trying to involve our businesses in everything we could with the community and do everything we can to spread our name because we had no way to spread our name back then.
They don't have that same advantage. Yeah, that's why I think Cameron and May shows works, because they have a young lady who's there who is so much younger than them. Is a balance, right? You know what I'm saying? Because some of the things like, what are you talking about in both ways? Because like me and you is compatible, bro. Like and plus we have experience. So everything I speak from is from, man, I've seen it. Like I've seen the evolution of the business up and down. You know, people I've seen started business and they no longer doing the business. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about
or they thought they was gonna start. I've seen it. And the one thing I know what people can say about me is that whether you like me or don't like me, I've done the same thing and I've been consistent doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give me that, right? So once you build on that, you move from there. But I also feel like just because I've been doing it for 25 years doesn't give me the holy grail, because if someone is more successful after 5 years, what do my 25 mean?
Well, that comes from, once again, you being able and willing to learn from someone else's growth and experience. Yeah. But that comes from experience, because there was a time we ain't listen to nobody. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna get mad at the young dudes. Like, oh, you don't want to listen? Well, there's a time I ain't listen, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? I just hope you get it as quick as I got it before you mess your life up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it just comes with it.
You know what I'm saying? Be 20 until you're 30. Be 30 until you're 40. You know what I'm saying? Don't be 20 and have 50-year-old problems. You know what I'm saying? But vice versa, don't be 50 and have 20-year-old and trying to compete with a 20-year-old or trying.
There's a lot of 50-year-olds competing with 20-year-olds right now.
Yeah, that's the thing with Instagram too. When I see a younger event plan and I look at him or her and I'm like, damn, this guy's only 35. Ah, man, let me, you know what I'm saying? I whatever way I felt, I really can't even feel no more, because I'm like, man, he gotta be like that. They gotta do that. That's their era. They have to perform like that. They gotta, it's like not like in drill rap. Right? Mm-hmm. It's their era, so that's how they express themselves. So for me, for business too, I've learned, especially walking into this year, I've learned to like not look on younger folks and have too much critique for them. You know what I'm saying? Because how they gotta live and how I gotta live is two different ways, and my way may not work. Like you said, me keeping everything in house, one is a heavy cost for me to do that. So even though I do that, I pay a lot of money to maintain all that stuff, right? So I don't want to say like, oh, just get all your stuff and keep it in house. No, I pay a lot of money to maintain all that stuff. And when
that's what I was saying. They got to know both sides because, and it's not just, you don't just pay money, Dwayne. You have to be responsible. You have to be on point. You know, like for instance, when you was ordering, for instance, let's wrap this up. When you was ordering banners for me, you was never worried about if you was going to get the banner because you knew I was going to bring it. But now that you have the machine, you know, oh shoot, it ran out of ink. I got to make sure I have ink available and material available because if I don't and it runs out and I got a event coming, I won't be able to facilitate the event. So now you have to think ahead. So you're thinking now like a printer and an event planner and an event space. So you're literally running 3 businesses. So I want people to understand that, you know, when Puff decided we're going to print the CDs here, he didn't just buy a machine. He had to buy a whole network of people who knew how to print CDs, who knew how to package those CDs, put the labels on the CDs, and then get the CDs out to the distributors. That's a whole nother business. So yes, it will save you money. It will make you more money, but you have to be prepared and you have to know the steps to be able to accomplish this. And this would take you from being self-employed to a business owner.
Yeah, so tune in. I can't wait till we go live with some guests. But I think all our topics today, hope you enjoyed the videos we gave you. And food for thought. Happy New Year. Have a great year. And I'll see you on the other side.
This is Real Talk. Real Talk.
Well, that's the end of our show. We'll see you the next episode. But always remember, there's a lot going on in the world that you might not know about. So make sure you stay in tune.